My friend nostalgia, I found you when I heard the sweet sound of the ones who I once knew so well. In a voice memo from years ago, we were laughing about some nonsense. Oh, how I miss those friends. Circumstances made it so that I'll never see their faces, except for on the internet, where I'll never really know what's going on behind their smiles. I mean, I guess I could check in once in a while, but those friends are growing up, and there's no time for us to pretend we'd stay in touch, 'cause everybody knows it will never be the same. We move on and people change. Yeah, those friends are growing up.
So, hair washed, done, showered, got a drink, got no snacks, but we're going to settle down and we're going to read We Break Immortals by Thomas Howard Riley. I'm going to see how much of this I can get through in the next 24 hours. It is now currently 8:34 in the PM, and I do have 24 hours on the clock. I will stop it when I get up and get a drink, or when I get some food, and I'm not going to sleep. If I can help it, I'm not going to sleep. So I should have really brought my glasses with me. If I start getting tired, I'll put my glasses on. But we're going to try and power through. I've got the ambience on. Tea party with imaginary friends. ASMR ambience. Which is Miracle Forest, and it goes for only an hour and 56, so I will have to change that over at some point. But shall we read what this is about, shall we? We shall. I've read this to you before, but we're going to read it again because we can. So, a drug addict who hunts sorcerers, the most renowned swordsman no one has ever heard of, and a thieving, magic-wielding woman hell-bent on revenge collide during a last-ditch effort to stop an insane, superhuman serial killer from making himself a god. The wise run from them. Swords are useless against them. Only the fearless dare pursue them. Rogue magic users are the most dangerous people in the world. When one of them finds a way to become luminous and break into the source of all magic, even their own kind will join the pursuit. In a world where most people use swords for protection, Aaron uses tools that let him see what no one else can see in order to hunt the deadliest people in the world. He is a render tracer, using loopholes that can undo magic to stop rogue sorcerers, but his next hunt will throw him into a world where he can't trust anything, not even his own eyes. When Kelly Wynn escaped her fourth parents, and set out on her own, she never thought she would one day be killing her own kind. She honed her magic on the streets, haunted by her past, hunted by render tracers, and feared by a society that hates what she is. She joins a crew of outcast magicians trying to stop an insane sorcerer from making himself a god. Corin is a sword fighter first, a drinker second, and well, there must be something else he's good at. He is a rogue for hire, and when he gets caught up in a multi-kingdom manhunt, he finds himself having to care about other people for a change. He's not happy about it. They are all in the wake of a man who is impossible to catch, who is on the verge of plunging the world into ruin, and who can turn loyal people into traitors in a single conversation. They must struggle against their own obsessions, their fears, ancient prophecies, and each other. All they have to do is stop the unstoppable. Simple. So, this has been on my TBR since I bought it last year, and it has maps in, multiple maps, and we're going to finally dive into this. I was going to tab and annotate it, but I might not tab and annotate it on first read. I might have to do that when I go through, because I just want to see how much I can get through, and whether I can keep up with the plot without having to tab things, if that makes any sense. So, we're just going to stop talking. We're going to put on the ambience, And we're gonna get reading, and the timer is gonna be started now.
Absent thought, maybe I should take you up on that ride, 'cause I'm out of my mind. And it's a little too late, there's just enough time. If we let it all out, could I swallow my pride? And I should just walk home, but we're both scared of being alone. And that's how you throw it all away in a small town. Everybody's talking 'cause they know now. Everybody's talking 'cause they know now. And it's a slow burn, playing in your mind like a rerun. I've been trying to hide it, but I can't run from the way I feel when you're next to me. Quiet type said it's a bad time. I tried to call back, got your mom on the line. Is it just me? I hate how this feels to have to be fake, but the fake feels so real. Guess I should have known that you'd never call me back. And that's how you throw it all away in a small town. Everybody's talking 'cause they know now. Everybody's talking 'cause they know now.
We're an hour in, and I'm only 30 pages in. So, do I make this spoilery? Do I? I don't know. I'm just tell you some vague things. We've met two of the characters from the synopsis, and from the first chapter, there's like gruesomeness, dismemberment. He has, as far as I remember, he has mentioned before that his books get pretty into the violence, but I didn't realise I got into it so quickly. So, this magical person who is just the person that they're trying to get at the moment seems to be all powerful. And we're just slowly getting into what he can do. And the way that he's introducing us into the magic system as well, and how people wield the magic. So this isn't I don't see this as a spoiler, but if you do, I'll put a spoiler thing up here. But the way that they wield their magic is through like streams, and manipulating the streams and binding these streams to then create some form of magic. And there are these people called stoppers who basically what they do, they stop the magic users from binding these streams by getting hold of the streams first. This is how they, and he's one of these characters is a tracer, so he uses different bits of equipment to pick up on, like, what did he call it? It's like the remnants left behind after using magic. There's different colours for it, and he tracks them using these tools where he can see things that you can't see with the naked eye, and it's just really interesting. So when he finds them, the stoppers like try and stop them using the magic, and then they like bind the hands, because it's the hands that have to be used to use the magic. They can't use them without moving the hands. Normal magic uses, but this special guy seemingly can use magic without having to use any of his hands, without using his hands. So I don't know. Based on what we know, the little we know about the magic system so far, I'm going to be curious to find out how they're going to stop this guy. Because if it's a normal magic user has to use the hands, it makes sense that you have to bind the hands and like the stoppers stop the streams. But if this all-powerful being who is like full of magic, can do this without moving his hands. How are they going to stop him? I don't know. Right, I'm going to get back to reading now because I've got 23 hours left. Hey guys, so it's morning and I'm making myself a nice smoothie because I need sustenance. So I did say that I wasn't going to sleep, but after having a word with myself, I realised that, you know, physically reading does take it out of your eyes and your brain, so maybe it might be a good idea to get some sleep. Today's smoothie of choice is going to have some strawberries and some, actually, going to have summer fruits, and I'm going to get some blackberries as well, or blueberries, whichever ones I decided to get from Farm Foods. What was it? Blueberries. Blueberries. So yeah, I did sleep. It's now 8:10. I stopped the timer, obviously. And I'm going to get this smoother and then sit down and do some more reading. Let me just get my book in a second and let you know where I got to last night. I got to page 83 last night, and time wise I'm on 20 hours and 30 minutes. So 3.5 hours. I got to page 84, which tells you a lot to say that in 1 hour I got to like 30 pages. I was flagging a lot, which is the reason why I was sensible and went to sleep. So hopefully I can do some catching up, because Tori, bless her, reckons I can get 500 pages done. Kitty said 350, so the way, or was it 360, 350, I think the way that I'm going, look at my hands, the way that I'm going, Kitty is going to be closer with her answer of 350, but if that, I'm hoping I can get more done, because ideally I don't want it to take that long to get these things, this book read. I knew it would take a while because obviously it's a thick one, but I'm thinking that I'm going to be able to get a little bit more done than I did last night, because I will have been refreshed, I will have had my morning smoothie, and everything will be fine, and I'll be more alert. So I'm going to be reading before the sprints today, and then I'm going to be doing probably like 1 hour sprints, then a 15-minute chat for a good chunk of the day. I like to put some vanilla my protein in these because it gives it a little bit of extra flavour. And in case any of you are interested, I use Alpro no sugar oat milk, or whatever's on offer at Sainsbury's at the time. And I generally go to Sainsbury's. I know it tends to be more expensive than Asda and Tesco's, but it's the closest thing to me, and I don't drive. So yeah, I'm gonna smush all this up with my little hand blender, and then I'm gonna head back to my computer, set it all up for sprints, and then crack on and see how much I can get read before the girls actually come online. Tori's not coming on till about 11. I don't know what time Andy's coming on, but she did say that she was going to join us at one point, and Jem said she'd try and join me for 9:30. So if not, I might end up starting the sprints by myself, which is a little bit nerve-wracking. But yeah, we'll see. And this is what my lovely smoothie looks like. Very nice. Yum yum. Hello friends, I am now on page 152, and I currently have 17 hours and 25 minutes left of said readathon thing. I think I can do this. I'm not sure I'll be able to finish a full book, but we're getting there. I've replenished with coffee, food, and I've had a little walk around to keep myself thinking, and I'm wearing my glasses. So I did say I wasn't going to tab this, however, you can see that I have added a few tabs because there was somebody mentioned earlier on in the book that's come round again, and now that one seemingly unrelated scene is now joined with like the main characters, or one of the main characters in the main plot. So obviously that does mean something. So I went back and tabbed it, and I've sort of been tabbing some. They talk a lot about in here about how the magic works with the threads and or the streams, should I say. There's one guy in here called Aaron. He's the drug addict who is a trace render tracer, I've got it wrong around, render tracer, and he does this for a living. Rogue magic users, there are some magic users who have had themselves registered and not allowed to use their magic legally. Those are not the ones that he's bothered about. He's just bothered about the rogue ones, who basically, generally the rogue ones hurt people. They're not just out there living the life by themselves and just not being registered. They're generally bad people from what I've been reading. And he's currently on the trail of an assassin, and it's really interesting the way that he can look through these tools that he's got, and he can tell from like the colour and the wave patterns and sort of like all these different intricate little details that he picks up from these tools that he uses to look at these streams, like how far they are away, or like whether they're going towards him or away from him, whether they are a strong magic user or not, what kind of magic they've used. He mentions someone called a pressure magic user. There's different types of users, so it's really interesting to see it through his eyes. He's quite focused on his mission, and he is a bit of a loner. He'll go around brothels and he'll, you know, go off and have little dalliances and stuff, but he's not really, the only thing that he's got is a vice for is his little drug. But then you've got his two companions, which I'm worried about, because I think one of his companions is called Corin. He sounds like he's the greatest swordsman that no one ever heard of, and he's mentioned in here quite a bit, and he's a bit of an arse, if we're going to be honest. He's a prick. He just wants to get drunk and sleep around, and he kind of reminds me a little bit of Brasty from the Great Coat series, but just more, I don't know, just more arrogant in a way that's just not funny. That's not. Brasty's kind of like a bit of an idiot, whereas he seems like he's very selfish. Brasty isn't like that, but you still don't want anything bad to happen to him, because clearly he's just got a big ego. I don't think he's totally as heartless as he's coming across as he is. And then they've got another character that we've met called Readalongs. I don't trust him. He's a new one that's come into it, and they've gone into this town called Westgate, and I don't trust that he knows his way around the place, this guy. And that's not the thing that I don't trust, is that he took him to an elder, and it's just that he's popped up out of nowhere, and he's seemingly just stuck around this group of people. There's a character called Readalongs in here as well, that's one of Aaron's oldest friends, but it worries me that he's not mentioned on the blurb. We follow a girl called Kellowen, who is a magic wielder. So those are the three POVs that I'm seemingly that we that are on the back, but Readalongs isn't mentioned, which is making me think that maybe he doesn't last through the book, and that's kind of concerning, not gonna lie, because I like him. He's kind of like the silent, he's more of like a Kest kind of character if we're going to compare him to Sebastian de Castell characters. And I wouldn't say Aaron was Falkio, but you could kind of call him Falkio, but Falkio with a drug addiction. Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably where that it goes. But Readalongs can give as much as he gets, and he is, we don't know much about him yet. He's not, but he's there supporting Corin and Aaron, and I'm just really worried that because we don't see much of him, that, and I already know that something's going to go down and people are going to die in this that we don't want to die. Thomas Howard Riley has not been quiet about this fact, so I'm really concerned that he's going to be one of the casualties of said thing. And I really am interested to find, there's a character coming to it called Hallen, and I don't know what he has to do with the storyline, but he's a child. And there's a prophecy involved now that's been, like, that we've been told by this elder that the bad guy keeps popping up in different places. He has black eyes. It's just, it's a lot. I'm going to go back and read this now because I'm really getting into this. And if I wasn't going to Ed's tonight, I probably would just stay up and read this. Okay. So, we got... we got to page 197, and I knew things were getting bad. We then got to page 198, and I started crying. And I've now just passed the 200 page mark. We are just about on 15 hours and 30 minutes left of this readathon, and I don't know. I just think more pain's coming. More pain is coming. I'm not ready. I want to get to at least page 300 today, and then when I come back home tomorrow, I'm going to read the rest of it until the timer is up. So, yeah. Thank you, Thomas Howard Riley. Let's just under 200 pages. Why? Fuck you, Thomas. Fuck you. Hello. I am now on page 400, and we are 8 hours and 26 minutes till the end of the challenge. And I have thoughts. There are times when I wanted to yeet this book across the room, because the characters and their decisions, some of them are so frustrating. Specifically, Kellyanne. Girl, just stop and think about the people that you're currently with and their lives, not just you and your mission, because at least one of these people you're supposed to care about, and the way that you're acting, it's like a petulant little child. Stop it. Aaron, one thing I will say about Aaron is I do like that as a main character, he is very intelligent and knowledgeable about like his tracing and how it works and how magic works, and he can fight, but it's not like he goes out looking for a fight, or it's not like he goes into a fight and comes out totally unscathed. It's not really conveniently him getting out of fights. It's just the fact that he gets scared, and it talks about him like freezing with fear, which you very rarely see a lot from like the main protagonist. Sometimes like side characters freeze with fear and that kind of thing, but you very rarely see main characters trip up as much as he is. You do see them make mistakes, but he makes a lot of mistakes. He when it comes to like battle scenes, he does flounder a lot. Like, he makes a lot of like go for his swords and misses it and that kind of thing. And at that time, I'm like, oh my god, is someone else gonna die? Is someone else gonna get hurt? Who are we gonna lose now? What is going on? I don't know. But I think that the anticipation of like knowing that he's not like this invincible main character who everything conveniently comes good for, because I know that, I knew this before going in, when the battle scenes come and they're getting overpowered or like there's a potential of them getting caught, I don't know which way it's gonna go. And that is consistently keeping me on the edge of my seat. This book is long and I'm physically reading this, which for me is really fucking difficult. And there's a lot of stuff going on in this. Hence why I've started tabbing, because it's just a lot, but it's so immersive. And I did mention to the girls that I love the way that the magic is explained. It's not explained as exposition, it's explained and how he uses his tools and stuff whilst he's in conversation with somebody. So they'll ask him questions about what his tools does, what is magic, how he spots magic, and how he can tell people's power from their magic and stuff like that. There is little bits of explanation within the rest of the text, and usually comes in the form of italics, which seemingly at the moment is kind of like what their brain is saying. I think it comes across that way, but when it was like it went into a deep explanation of how he uses his tools to help detect rogue magic users, it was in a conversation with someone who was genuinely interested in what he was doing, which for me just made it even more interesting to read, because although it was good to find out about how this stuff worked, the fact that the person he was talking to was also quite interested and was eagerly asking him questions also made me feel eager to get the answer to these questions. It's just really, really well written. Head off because I've got a while to read, and just come off Becca's sprints, so I've had some food, well, had a smoothie for my tea, and I'm going to go back to reading this now and just immerse myself in the wonderfulness that is Tommy Riley's writing. Hi guys, ignore the noise in the background, it's the ambience I've got on. I'm just coming in to say I'm on page 574 and look, that's where I am. I'm loving it now. Like, so many things are coming together. There's like the 3 POVs that we've got. There's been so much back and forth in this. So like there was 2 of the POVs were initially together and then they've been split up, and then the other person has come into it that was initially not in with the other 2, and then she's now with one of them, and then the other one's been split from. It's just, oh. But at the end of the chapter that I'm on, which is chapter 47, there's a line that basically tells that there's a line that I think means that they're going to meet up again, and then all 3 of them will be together. And with 200 pages from the end, just under 200 pages from the end, and as far as I'm aware, he's not, the other one is nowhere near out yet. I don't know what's going to happen, but I have a feeling that I'm going to want to reread this before the other book comes out. So I'm also really, now that I've got a grip of his like writing style, I'm really interested to see how the other books he writes, like how they read. It's now, what time is it? 10:34, and I have 4 hours left on my timer, and I have 200 pages to go. Less than 200 pages to go. I'm gonna focus now and I really want to get this finished, and I don't want to be staying up till stupid o'clock to get it finished. So and I need to finish it before the 24 hours is up. I need to finish it within the next 4 hours. Can I do it? We're getting there, we're getting there. I have literally smashed through so much of this. I have 80 pages left. I'm on page 664 and it ends on page 744 and shit's gone down and I have 2 hours and 6 minutes left on the clock. Can I finish 80 pages in 2 hours and 6 minutes? You might say yes. You might say yes, but the rate that I've been reading has varied, and it's now, what time is it? It's 12:30. It's 12:30 and I'm flagging, but I need to finish this because I can't deal. I need to know what happens. Right, we've now got 1 hour 33 minutes left and I've got 44 pages left. I'm on page 700. Shit's gone down. I'm not ready for the last 44 pages of this, but I need to get this finished. Can I do it in the next hour and a half? I'm starting to get tired.
Absent thought, maybe I should take you up on that ride, 'cause I'm out of my mind. And it's a little too late, there's just enough time. If we let it all out, could I swallow my pride? And I should just walk home, but we're both scared of being alone. And that's how you throw it all away in a small town. Everybody's talking 'cause they know now. Everybody's talking 'cause they know now. And it's a slow burn, playing in your mind like a rerun. I've been trying to hide it, but I can't run from the way I feel when you're next to me. Quiet type said it's a bad time. I tried to call back, got your mom on the line.
I have now finished this book, and to get through the last bit I didn't tab quite a lot of it because I felt a bit like I was running out of time, so I am going to go back and tab some bits that I've missed. But shall we check what time I'm on? So I finished this with 47 minutes and 36 seconds left, and it was so good. It took a turn at the end that I didn't expect it to take. I already want to like go back and read it and try and figure out more more stuff that happened and tab some more. I think before the second book comes out, I'm gonna do a reread of this, depending on when that is. I'm gonna tab some more, but it was 5 stars. I can't believe I've waited so long to read this. It's brilliant. I don't really want to be telling you spoilers, but we finished it. So can I finish a 746 page book in 24 hours? The answer, my friends, is yes. And will I be trying to do this again anytime soon? No. If I do, it'll be a weekend when I'm not busy. Even though I didn't expect to be busy this weekend. But a weekend when I have a full weekend to myself. Thank you for watching. If you are interested in me doing more vlogs like this, then please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you'd like me to read next. I am very tired and I am going to go get a few hours sleep before work on the morrow. If you are here and you want to let me know you're here but you don't have anything to say, please leave a black heart, it's very much appreciated. And until next time, enjoy!
Every time I fall in love, it seems to be